All right, we are live.
Yes, we are. I'm Suzanne Maxey. Good morning. It's Friday, March 11th. Welcome to the Good News, live at 9 on Facebook and our YouTube channel. Please be sure to comment in the chat. This is a presentation of the Allen Park Presbyterian Church. I'm Suzanne Maxey. I'm an elder at APPC, and my co-host is Carrie Van.
Good snowy morning, everyone.
Yes, it is snowy, isn't it?
Yes, woke up to winter again, which is good because we know that it's not going to last forever. And I am watching on our Facebook. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Ken, Barb Shute, Ken Woods, Sherry Keys. Good morning, everyone. It's Friday.
Morning.
It's Friday. Oh, it's been a long, fast, crazy week.
Yes, it has.
I haven't even talked to you, Sue. I don't even know
I
what
know.
you've been up to. Good morning, Joan Briggs. Good morning, Judy Hatch, Norma Becky. I was just with Norma on Zoom last night. We do grief share. We had our first 13-week session, and that went very well. We have a nice group.
About how many do you have in the group?
Did I even say who I was, Sue?
I'm sorry?
I even announce who I was. I'm Carrie Van.
I don't know. Yeah, I
And-
think it's
and
really Monday. We said it was Friday, but I really think it's Monday.
Absolutely. I have my cat circling around my feet and everything else. So we do not have a special guest today. So we're just going to do what we're good at, which is babble about the church.
Well, we're both special, right? So we'll just babble.
We'll interview each other.
There you go.
Barry and Margot said, "What's that white stuff outside our window?" No kidding. No kidding. But I remember this time of the year so well because we always do ChristNet, and there's been many times when it's been very, very cold.
Yep. And we're doing ChristNet again. So
Yes, we are.
a little bit differently than when we used to have the guests come to the church and spend the night there. That's done a little differently because of the pandemic, right?
Right. But last year we were very, very, very cautious about the way we did it. Everything was very, very separate.
Oh, yeah.
And this year, I've been working really hard with Judy Martin, and we have made it more like regular ChristNet as far as like people sponsoring like the main meal and the way we're doing things. So it's almost like we normally do it without being there. So I'm hoping, I hope and I pray next year that we can get back to normal as far as hosting overnight like we always have. There's so many memories. All of my memories on social media and in my family and at my church family and with friends is all ChristNet this time of the year. We're always doing ChristNet on St. Patrick's Day. It's just every memory I have for the last, I don't know, 12 years maybe.
Wow.
Like all my kids grew up, all my kids, my fake kids, my youth group kids, all of them grew up helping at the church. The Boy Scouts, I miss the Boy Scouts. It's just a wonderful ministry. And once again, the people of APPC have come through because one of our lists is almost completely done. There's just a couple things left on the local shopping list. And now we're working on Robin Hudson Furzo. She's one of our deacons. And every year we put together a hospitality bag with snacks and treats and something. We do it. We used to play bingo and give out the prizes. Yeah. But since we can't do that, we're making them into the little hospitality bags. So there's a lot. Absolutely. So that's a really nice gift, and we're well known for our hospitality at the church. So we don't want that to diminish in any way. Hi, Sandy Sauerback. Hi, Robin Allen. Robin Allen, do not tell us what your weather is because we'll
yes, do that. Please do not.
Right. It's going to be in the 60s here next week. So we're just going to focus on that. We're going to focus on that. And maybe you have a couple daffodils in your yard covered in snow right now. That's a positive, right?
The crocus. My mom always said that, it wasn't spring until it snowed on the crocus. So,
I like that. I'm going to use that as my motto somewhere along the
Yeah.
line.
That's the snow and the crocus, and then it's spring. Then it's really spring. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. I don't know what they're called, tiger lilies or something out in front of my house, and like they're nothing right now. And then like I'll look and all of a sudden they'll just be like all grown. And it's like, how does that happen? I love spring. Spring is so awesome. So I don't know, but I know I had a busy week, Sue, and you must have too, because I haven't talked to you at all.
I know we haven't touched base at all, have we?
We have not touched base like we normally do. And I know me and you are doing a couple projects together. We're on the subcommittee for camp. And we're working on that, even though I've been busy this week and we need to get back to that, of course. But I know you had your Bible study with the women. I think the in-person and the online one happened last Monday. How did, and Monday and Tuesday, how did that go? Was that well attended?
We were on, we have our Bible study, and then we chat. So we chatted, a while.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. That's what I like about the paid Zoom accounts. Norma Bentley and I do the same thing. We have our 2-hour meeting on Grief Share, and then we normally talk quite long after that as well.
Another 2 hours?
Yeah, well, I was going to say that, but I don't want to give away our secrets. But yeah, I mean, it's so nice to be in community, and that's why I always encourage people to contact the church or to contact Pastor Tim or me or someone, because we will find you a way to be connected one way or the other.
Absolutely.
And yes, and Pastor Tim gave me the name of somebody who was interested in being connected to the church, and I reached out to him, and he's going to come and help a couple nights with ChristNet packing the food. So
cool.
There's always something we can do for sure. So we have a lot of ministers. Hi, Judy. I already talked to Judy Martin on the phone this morning. Hi, Amy Bowerman.
Well, that must have been early then.
Barry and Margot came up with a great comment. We remember Gwen dressing up for St. Patrick's Day and entertaining the guests with her accordion. Oh, she was so funny. She was like a real life leprechaun.
Yes,
she was amazing. Oh, that was always a great night. Always St. Patrick's Day always reminds me of ChristNet, because we did it for so many years. And it was kind of cute because all the young people that worked with us, like they never went out for St. Patrick's Day, even when they were old enough to do so. They were always at ChristNet. So to me, that's a great thing, really.
And you guys did not have green beer in the church, right?
No, we are not allowed to have beer of any color in the church. We did not, but we always had fun. Sometimes we'd how many hours do we have log talking about ChristNet, Judy Martin? Back in the day, we used to log our hours, and Bob Morton and I used to compete to have the most amount of hours, because I did all the legwork and he did everything. And I don't know, Judy, we got a lot of hours talking on the phone. It's really great to work with Judy because she is very organized, investigative, and I mean, you just cannot imagine how wonderful. Like, she does so much legwork for me. Like, there's no way I could do this by myself. Like, I just don't have the mental capacity to figure out the stuff that she figures out for me. She's got pricing and lists and tabs, and it really makes it easy for me. Because you know me, I'm just going to be like, let's just do it. You know what I mean? And I just pray it's going to be fine, and it always is. But working with Judy's been awesome. Yes, we have a lot of hours, Judy. We should have kept track just for kicks. So what else happened this week? We had our first Lenten reflection with Pastor Tim, and that was well attended. It was very well attended. I received an email from someone who hasn't done it with us before, which I'm going to forward to Tim, and saying how much she enjoyed coming to it. So if you didn't come last week, or you didn't watch us live on Facebook, every study is independent. Last week we talked about temptations, and you know me, I said a couple stupid comments to Pastor Tim, but it wouldn't be Bible.
That's worth in, eh?
It wouldn't be Bible study if I didn't ask something stupid, because you know how I am. And I don't know. He doesn't know. He waits for the Holy Spirit to guide him. So I don't know what we're going to be talking about this week, but it's always good. And it's always, I don't know, it feels good to do some kind of reflection during Lent. So
Yes.
really, yeah, so that if you need the, Margot put a really cool thing on the app. So and it's on our website too. If you sign up for it, it automatically gives you the Zoom link. So you can either ask me and I'll do it, or you can sign up on the homepage of the event page of our website, or on the app, and then you'll just get the Zoom link sent right to you. It's like magic.
Magic.
Like magic, Sue.
Margot.
It's like magic. Absolutely. So what else do we have going on? We're still taking dedications for Easter lilies, and I don't know how many we have. I'm going to have to look at that soon, because eventually we'll need to put that book together. So don't forget about that. We don't ask for any money. So if you want to do one in celebration of a family member or a friend or someone at the church, or in loving memory, in honor, whatever you'd like, whatever your heart tells you to do, don't feel like you can't. You can put as many as you want in there. Yep. Barry and Margot said Pastor Tim was playing music by the Temptations when it first started. Yes, when we first, I came on to Zoom early in case people wanted to join, and I did catch Pastor Tim listening to music by the Temptations. So that was funny.
I saw them in person once years ago. They were cool. They were really cool.
I bet that was great.
Wow. They were great.
Yeah, and I noticed that people are getting back to going to concerts and stuff like that. I felt really sad for the music industry and the entertainment industry, because they had a long time to reflect and write new music and probably wonder about their future. So thank goodness.
They've all had to like reinvent themselves and how they do things too. A lot of them have done things on Zoom. I know the band that I'm obsessed with now that I'm an old lady. They've done, they do a lot of stuff on YouTube, post a lot of videos on you, but they always have, but they just really got creative, and there's 5 of them, and they live in 3 different locations, 3 different states. So they got equipment in, and they made their own videos, and it was like, wow, this is so they had, everybody has to think outside the box. Well, just like our show here today, we thought, okay, how can we reach people and tell people what's going on at the church? And if they don't want email or texting or whatever, then just give them another option. So that's outside the box.
Yeah, I agree. And I think even though the pandemic was hard, it really opened up a lot of new avenues. Like when I was co-hosting the Lenten Bible study, I realized my skills have gone from this to that. Like, yeah. It's just so easy now to like have all these different things going. And, I just never really put any time and effort into, this kind of thing before, because you just didn't have to. So it's good to learn new skills. Hi, Gail Lee. Good morning to you too. Yeah, so we got to set up a meeting for our camp thing soon too.
We do, yes.
We do. It's on our list, so we need to do that. Another thing that I don't want to get lost in the ChristNet hoopla is that we do have a blood drive on the 25th of March, which is a week from today, right? Or is it 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's 2 weeks from today. And we excel at APPC with our blood drives. The first one we had during the pandemic was a record for us. And that was really shocking, because I think the Red Cross just assumed that people wouldn't give blood, and we gave tons. And we're in the same boat right now. The blood supply is extremely low in our area. So if you're a blood donor or you've been thinking about it, now would be a super good time to do it. And if you go on, just not next week, not next week, Gail. If you decide to go on to the Red Cross website, our code is APPC lowercase. Take you right to our page. So at least consider that. Let's see what else.
When we're talking about the Easter lilies, we are getting azaleas too again, don't we? The pink azaleas.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, and it's kind of exciting because more people are able to go to church now, and I know people miss that, like seeing the poinsettias and seeing the lilies. They're so beautiful.
Mhm.
and they look just wonderful in there. And we've done so well with the donations for instead of, they used to cost a certain amount per dedication, and since we opened it up, it's worked out so well because it opens it up to receiving a great amount of donations, and then people can put as many as they would like. So it's really worked out great. So Norma Bentley saying doing grief share via Zoom has worked out really well. Our workshop did go well last night. We had about 11 participants. Our after grief share visits together are always special and much needed. Barbara Wolf is late, but you're not too late, Barbara Wolf. Good morning.
Never.
Never. So what have you been working on, Sue? What have you been doing?
Well, I've had work. And they actually have clients that really wanted me to do stuff this week. Imagine that.
I know. That's always a good thing, right? That's always a good thing.
And of course, my industry is deadline driven. It's like, okay, we gotta do something. We gotta do it now. We gotta, get it on the presses. We gotta print it. Okay. So
yeah, I kind of go into hyper mode when I'm busy. I prefer to be busy. I love working under pressure. And I was like so gung ho. Don't tell anyone this. I did all of the Sundays. I did all of the Sunday stuff for this Sunday, last Sunday night, because I had an appointment on Monday and a couple errands, and I stopped by Judy's house to talk about things, and I did it last Sunday. It's like, wow, like if I probably could have worked way ahead, like got a whole month off. But yeah, I had all that stuff done like Sunday night, just waiting to see if anything changed. A little bit crazy that I am, but it made this week really good because it gave me extra time to work on extra things. So,
yep. So I understand that you do Wordle every day.
I do Wordle every day because I drink my coffee. It takes me 5 minutes. I don't care if I win or lose. I just do it because I just think it's fun. And I actually lost my streak yesterday. And the day just got away from me and I did not do it. So I'm kind of sad I lost my streak.
Oh, goodness.
So now I'll be starting over with that, but that's okay. It's a fun thing to do. People have made such a huge thing out of it being controversial. It's really not.
Oh.
It's just a fun.
I don't even know what it is. I don't do it. So I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, I love it.
Like Scrabble or something online or what?
No, I mean, if you really want to know it, a man, he was an engineer, made a word game for his wife because she liked word games. And it was just an internet, 6 guesses, guess a word. And she loved it. And he shared it with his family members. This was last October. And it became so popular, he released it to the public and it just took off like crazy. Huh. And it was annoying people because everybody was posting these posts with the little squares or yellow and green all over social media. And he ended up selling it to the New York Times for like millions of dollars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's not the first time he's had something go viral like that. And I haven't noticed like too many changes. It's still free. It's still an internet thing you can do. I don't know. It's just kind of fun.
Is it an app you have to download for your phone?
No, that's what made it so cool. It's just on the browser and you just play and it manages to keep track of hopefully only your word scores and nothing else. Barbara Wolf said, sorry, I missed it, struggling with family loss. Barb and Terry, I'm so sorry. You guys have had a rough year or two. She also likes Wordle and Quordle. Gets my brain working. There's one called Hurdle too, Sue. That's okay. If you can guess music in little snippets.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Barry and Margot said, have you heard of Hurdle? It's hard. Margot, I tried it once and I couldn't get it. My son, Alex, is like super good with that. You could give him like 2 notes and he can pick out songs. I need to share that with him. And Barbara Wolf, tell us what Quordle is. Gail Lee, I don't think there's anything controversial other than the fact that that's just how the world is. You know what I mean? There's nothing controversial about it as far as I can tell. And you know me, I'm pretty strict about not clicking on things because of viruses and so forth. It's just a fun thing. Why not unite the world by guessing a word in 6 guesses, right? It's easy. Barbara Wolf's going to try Hurdle because obviously she has a huge musical background. She'd be good. All right, we'll start a new competition.
Yeah, all right, okay.
We'll start a new competition. We'll get you in. We'll get you involved somehow, Sue. We'll get you involved somehow.
Yeah, I need one more thing to do. Yeah, let's add that to my plate.
Yeah. I know because I don't know if people know this about you, but you work all night sometimes. I'll get emails.
The press has got to keep them running.
I know. I'll see you where you'll be sending me emails. It'll be like 3:30 in the morning. I'll be like, oh my. So yes. Wordle is 4 wordless combined. All right, I'll have to look that up too. I have a very big cup of coffee, so I could afford to play. Like literally, I only spend 5 minutes with Wordle. I don't care. I don't have to be the best at it. I just like doing it. So I don't know. We'll try it out and see what happens.
Well, I have a big mug of tea. So
There you go. Big mug of tea is
you
good.
just drink. You play it as long as it takes you to drink your coffee, huh?
Absolutely.
Oh.
So let's think about what's going on this weekend. We have a note in the announcements. We're going to do one last push for ChristNet stuff, mostly the stuff for the sunshine bags. I will share, actually I have the things I can share them right here. We're going to do one last push and then we're going to end up buying everything we need, which we're getting very, very close. So I appreciate everyone who's donated so far. You guys are the greatest. And we have worship. It is the 2nd. Is it the 2nd week in Lent or the 3rd? It's the 2nd.
I believe.
It's the 2nd. I get ahead of myself. And it is also daylight savings time. It's actually daylight saving time. Yes, that is happening. When I sent out my email, I of course messed it up and said that I can't remember what I did, but I said it backwards. Basically, what's going to happen is you're going to wake up, you're going to look at your cell phone, and you're going to think it's 8, but it's only going to be 7, right? Or am I still screwed up? We spring ahead.
Yeah.
Are we losing, gaining? Oh my God.
Spring forward. It's fall back and spring forward. So yeah, we turn the clocks ahead so that.
So we're losing an hour, sort of.
Yes.
I don't worry about it. I just go with the flow.
Whatever.
Right. I just go with the flow. We'll be fine. Right. But for all the people who are helping with the church worship service, obviously it's going to be more of a problem for them. So I will be sitting at my computer at 10 o'clock doing my part for whatever 10 o'clock is. So not worried about that. Yeah, Barbara Wolf said she doesn't like the time changes. I try not, we lose an hour of sleep. That's correct. Don't worry, your phone does it for you. That's correct.
Yeah, the phone.
I don't even
look at your phone. It should be correct. It's all the other clocks in your house that you have to manually change. That.
And I don't have any clocks in my house. I just have a microwave and the stove, and probably the coffee pot too. But
Well,
not all of them are always correct, which drives my son Ryan insane. But I don't know. My parents had like 98 clocks in their house. They collected clocks, and anytime there was a time change, especially the one that had to go backwards, was really hard. Yeah, and it was like it took them a week to do them all, and it's like, oh. So yeah, I just look at my phone. I just go with the flow.
Did any of them ring or chime or whatever? House, whatever. Oh my goodness! It drove me nuts.
Yeah, more than half of them did that. When I would sleep over there, when I was helping taking care of my dad, it was like at midnight. Oh my! It was like being at like in Rome at the cathedral. Boom! All the stuff going on. How do people sleep with this? All these alarms going off. So yeah, that was different. that was very different. Barb Wolf says she has clocks all over the house. Ha. She has to change them. Yeah, it's hard though. Going backward was really hard. The going forward was much easier. So.
Well, and I've read a few things. I don't know for sure. Maybe somebody uh, watching knows for sure, but I'd heard that once we go on daylight saving time, we're not going back in the fall.
You
That they
did?
add something. That's what I'd heard, but I'm not sure. I've seen so many things online, and it's like, yeah, you can't believe everything you see online. So I don't know if there's a definitive answer out there if we're actually staying with daylight saving, which would be great. Because once I get adjusted to the time, just leave it alone.
Yeah. Well, I do know it was started to save energy. And I always thought they did it for school children because it was dark in the morning. That's
Mhm.
why I thought they did it. But I think it was originally a bill that was put together to save energy somehow. So I don't know.
I
I mean,
remember a
yeah.
cartoon when that first came out, and it was somebody that had a blanket and they cut the top of the blanket on and sewed it to the bottom. It's like,
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
how does
Hi,
that
Michael.
how
Good
does that
morning,
help?
Michael. Yeah, I know that doesn't help. I don't know. You just can't let things get to you. I just try not to let normal things that bother other people get to me. The only thing that drives me crazy, and my old office roommate at the church was Tom Martin, Judy's son, Tom Martin, and he knew my weakness because you can bring a full band to my house, which I've had. My son was always in a band, and I can take a nap on the couch. I love noise and I love confusion. You want to drive me crazy?
Be quiet. Oh,
No.
tap.
I'd be sitting there working. We'd be working hard. Tom would be doing this. I'd be like, I hate you so much. Not really.
I have a nervous twitch. And I'm like, and then I realize I'm doing it. I stop, but then I do this. So yeah, I drive you nuts too. If we were in the same room, probably.
Yes, absolutely. It would drive me crazy, but I would try not to say anything because it would only like make it worse. And then finally I'd go
Then
over
your
the
head
wall.
would blow up, and then I have to try to figure out why. Huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I never watched back our show, because all these weird twitches and I move around too much. And I just try to act normal on our show. When I do other things, I sit very nicely. But for ours, I'm like all over the place. So yeah, I don't watch this back. Good morning, Michael. I don't know if you heard me. I think Barb Wolf said, I think it was originally for farmers, longer daylight in summer. That makes sense too.
Yeah.
I don't know. What makes me excited is we're going to gain an hour of daylight. Last night, the sun was still shining and it was pretty late. That darkness getting early is like, reminds me of being like a bear or something, like, you know what I mean? Like it's sad when it's, yeah. So, all right. Well, we have.
It's like
Yeah.
9:29, so we probably babbled enough for people this morning.
Yes, we have definitely babbled on for a good half hour now, and we do have a lot of people watching. Oh, Margot just looked it up. Hang on, late breaking. It was started during World War I to conserve fuel.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember seeing that before because I always have to advertise it. And I think I always look it up because I don't want to give someone the wrong date. And I know it's different around the country. There's a part of Arizona that doesn't do it.
Parts of Indiana, my cousin, where she lives, they don't change.
Right. So I don't ever want to give the wrong date. That would be awful. Norma said our babbling was delightful and it's a gift. And Barbara Wolf loves babbling too. Yes, we are good babblers. That's for sure. I said that to Pastor Tim during Latin Bible study. I said, you're good at babbling. I hope he realized it was a huge compliment.
Hopefully.
He has to do devotions alone, and it's not the same because you're like literally looking at a screen and it's quiet and there's a delay. And if you're not good at babbling, you're not going to be good at going live. That's for sure. No. Hi, Ellen Daniels Stebbins. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you here. All right, Sue, I guess we better get back to our days. I think let's check our script. Did we talk about everything going on?
I think we did.
Bible, yep. Worship is Sunday at 10 in the sanctuary or online. We did update the mask mandate. If you could just wear your mask until you get seated. then you can take your mask off. If you want to sing, we're back to singing. Imagine that.
Yeah.
You can stand and just keep your mask on so you're not projecting. Latin Bible study next week. ChristNet 20th to 26th. That's going to be a busy week. I will say if you've, I'm going to be there on Sunday, March 20th. I'm going to stay there in case anyone wants to bring their donations. We asked for quite a bit of things on Sunday. So I'll make myself available there to collect everything. And then some other things come in on different days. Then we're going to take care of that. I have my trusty transportation crew and blood drive, Easter donations, and I guess that's it. And there's probably more. Have a great day in the Lord. Have a great day, Robin. It's 40s, and she said it's in the 40s. That's not so bad. So, Sue, you have a good day. I will have a good day. Everybody finds a way to stay warm and productive today, or watch Netflix. Your choice.
There you go.
Do you have any good advice for me, Sue?
We do, and it's from Matthew. And it's about taking one day at a time. So do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. And that's from Matthew chapter 6, verse 34.
Very
So
nice.
remember, you are a beloved child of God, and God loves you.
And so do we
And
at
so
Elm
do
Park
we.
Presbyterian Church. Have
Yes,
a wonderful day, friends. We love you. If you need something, please contact us. We really mean it.
we do.
Bye. Have a
Bye.
great day. Bye-bye.